just wanted to talk about ECT and how at ECT, Dragon yet again lost to Fox in Grand Finals, and like what happened with that. Why? Like, why is it always the case that Fox ends up beating Dragon in Grand Finals? These are the two best players in the world, okay? Like, maybe you put Ninja Killa up in the top 3 as well, but I would say those two are the best. And yet, Fox keeps coming out on top, right? Like, it has happened. Now, it's not the case that Fox wins every single set. Dragon took winners finals at ECT. He also took winners finals at, I think it was CEO. But in both of those cases, Fox came back and took the whole thing. It's too reductive to just say that SonicFox is one of the best players of all time. That's true. I think that's true. But it's not just that, right? Like, there are decisions that are made that like result in them being one of the best players of all time, including beating Dragon, who is also super good. I just wanted to look into that. So I'm going to be looking at the winners finals of CEO and trying to think about like what happened and why it is that that Fox again made it happen. So I'll be looking at the footage. This is a little video down here that will be displaying that footage. And let's get into it. Going to be analyzing the players and characters. So just get it started here. Let me know how the audio is. Hopefully it's not too loud on the commentary end. Shoutouts to the Ketchup and Mustard for doing commentary in top 8. I listened to it, a little bit of it, a couple days later. And it was good, of course, to be expected. So, I mean, obviously they're friends, but you could really tell as well that it like bites Dragon in the ass a lot, that Fox always beats him. A lot. Like, it's clearly a huge thorn in Dragon's side that it always comes out like this. So when they began winners finals, which is what this is, SonicFox is playing Jade. Now, the whole set, the whole time, Dragon just plays, the whole winners final set, Dragon plays Cetrion. That's mostly what he used. He used Kitana a little bit later. For Fox, there's a little bit more movement in characters, and that's something that is not new for Fox. This is a weird spot to stop it on. It's not new for Fox, right? Fox has been doing that for a long time. They've been doing that since, I don't know, MKX, I guess. And in Injustice 2, it was the same way. I feel like Fox won with like 6 different characters, something like that. It was like absurd. Including characters that nobody else played at that level, like Black Canary and Joker. And the MK11 so far is the same. So, Fox is moving around between like Cassie and Devora, and now I guess Jade and Johnny and who knows who else, right? So part of what I think is interesting is the character selection and how that plays into what ends up being the result here. But a lot of the rest of it is just decision making. So Jade is about playing offense and getting in. It's an interesting take on Jade because I had not seen a Jaded until pretty recently. Like, I feel like I saw it even on Combat League, like, not that long ago. Before that, I don't know if I ever ran into a Jaded Jade until literally, like, a couple weeks ago. And Jaded Jade is about turning on the glow, means that she can't be zoned with projectiles, and then using her run and getting in and being safe in doing so, which is good. It's, like, clearly good. In retrospect, I don't know why I didn't see it, but whatever. That's how it goes sometimes. So this is about offense. For Cetrion, it's about primarily defensive and control, but she can also play up close too. She definitely has frame traps and staggers and that sort of stuff as well. All right, let's watch. And I want to pay attention to the individual decisions. When do you press the button? Where do you press the button? When do you duck? So instantly, right? Fox automatically has already turned on the glow, which means that she cannot be zoned, right? Jade can't be zoned when that glow's gone. It's interesting, right? You turn it on immediately. Now, if she gets hit, then it goes away. But here again, this is safe, right? So this little moment right here. Let's go back to she runs in with the pole vault. But bam, that's -3. Which in Mortal Kombat context is fine. nothing's gonna punish that in the game. And on top of that, there's so many like mix-ups in MK11 that being a -3 is actually not that big of a deal. At -3, you can, if the opponent wants to counter poke back, you can flawless block and blow them up for it. If they want to do a high attack, you can neutral duck it and uppercut them and crushing blow them, or just like stand up afterwards and whiff punish them. There's enough like games that you can play that being a -3 is actually totally no big deal. Continue, please. Right, so that's plus right there. So it's, you know, you can automatically tell what Fox wants to do. Fox is playing this offensively. He's using a character that's letting him get in past what Cetrion most wants to do. Now, like I said, Cetrion is not exclusively about zoning. So Dragon knows this. They've probably played 1,000 times in this matchup before even ECT started. You know, they play online all the time. So obviously Dragon's gonna know what to do. Like, he'll have a game plan already in mind. And you can see him already doing that, right? So this, if we scooch back a little bit here, after this, in many matchups, this is now time for Cetrion to zone. She throws a boulder, she puts out the beam, whatever, right? It's time to zone. But in this matchup, Dragon doesn't do that stuff. So he's playing the matchup well, he's playing the character well. Here's an interesting thing to take note as this match goes on. So when you see this little duck, it's very small, little crouch after the knockdown comes. So right here, that's him holding down on the controller without holding block, which means that you can't be grabbed. Now he could have been hit. He could have been hit by any mid or low in that situation. So he's making a read on when there's going to be a grab, and he guessed right. Good work. Didn't punish it great, but he guessed right on it. Right, so whiff punish goes directly into pressure. And that's basically what Jade does. All the things that she does will go into pressure afterward. See this run? Dude, it's like playing MKX. It's wild. But here's another situation in which Dragon guesses right. So after the run ends, little run, right now I mentioned this is -3, and as the person who's the attacker here in -3, you have plenty of options. So when Dragon does this, right? This is probably him doing flawless block. I think I saw him let go of block let go of block briefly, then block again, which is flawless block timing. Nothing came, so he goes for grab. So he is reading Fox on what Fox wants to do. So already in these, this is what, 30 seconds of gameplay, right? Already Dragon has guessed right a bunch against SonicFox. A lot of these little interactions are going on Dragon's way. He guessed that there was going to be a shadow kick. That's cool. He got a kick under it. Right, yet again, he knew what to do in that situation, so Fox could have flawless blocked right there. That would have been possible. But consistently, so far, Dragon is getting the right read on things. Well, that actually goes over the forward too, huh? I didn't miss that at the time. Wow, that's really good. Oh, wow. Great defense by Dragon. He himself did a flawless block. That's great. Funky combo. Might have expected breakaway, I don't know. Dude, Fox is just in there with this character. His character is like obviously pretty good. Why did nobody play Jade? Huh, okay, and then interrupt. So in this round, Fox is definitely getting the better read on timing. Dragon with the tech. That's actually plus on block. That kick. Ah, okay. So the correct guess. I'm surprised that Fox did not expect to be put in the corner there. That's probably the round right there. And if so, that's like an important round to steal for Dragon, because it seemed like Fox was starting to guess right more often. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, and even at the end, look at that read, right? So as I said, the kick, run into kick is actually plus on block. I mean, it costs a bar, and you have to start up the run to do it. So that, you know, I get it. And it's a high, so you can duck under it. So whatever, like there's ways to solve it, but it is really good. And so Fox tries to be insistent about making the pressure happen like right away, and Dragon was ready for it. So in a bunch of really important little situations, Dragon was ready for what Fox wanted to do. And you know, that's kind of, I think that's Dragon in general. Sorry. Oh boy. Oof, I died. That's Dragon in general. Being prepared. When you see Dragon play, he comes into sets prepared. He knows what the opponent wants to do. He knows what their character's about. It's super rare to see Dragon get caught off guard at the beginning of a set. He's so good at the beginning of a set. What you have to watch for when it comes to these two players playing against each other is that obviously it's not just about the beginning of the set, right? Sets go on and they get longer. And if you think about the two times that Dragon has beaten Fox, it's in winners finals, and then he's lost both time in grand finals, right? So the adaptation, that process is a huge influence on who ends up winning and losing. Not just about who comes in prepared. I mean, I like what Fox does coming in prepared. He comes in with a character who he thinks can probably beat Cetrion's zoning. That's probably the reason for the pick. Wow, that was actually a ridiculous conversion to convert in that situation right there. So obviously Fox is doing great as well, but Dragon, yeah, getting the button timings right, you know. The thing is too about Mortal Kombat throws. If you see when the throw attempt comes, watch SonicFox live. Right, so if you watch their life right here, you always take damage, even when you tech a throw. So going for a throw, what I like about MK's throw game, a bunch about it, but one thing I like about it is that it always rewards the attacker, at least a little bit. At least a little bit. I think that's really cool. As somebody who enjoys throws, you may have heard me say. Okay, so, but again, like I said, to get a grab attempt is already some damage. This is already something, right? So, yeah, there you see it. Even though there was a tech. And right back into it again. Man, Dragon is getting a lot of these reads correct. Okay, so now that purple stuff's on, and again, this is why you pick Jade, right? Exactly for this. Purple stuff into run. Exactly the reason right there. Ooh, dang, he actually did pillar. Why? And then you press the button. Even there. Okay, so this is not your turn to press the button. After you block this guy, bam. That's, what is that, +4 I think it is? Let me look it up for sure. But it's something like that. Jade. Ooh. And then, what's it called? Nitro kick? Yeah. Oh, it's +3. Okay. So it's +3, right? Well, Dragon still does down 1. This might have been a throw that Fox was attempting. But even still, Dragon guessed right yet again. So just in so many of these little situations, Dragon is guessing right. That's something that's easiest done if you come into a set with a great game plan of what you think the opponent likes to do. That's the best time to, easiest time to use that kind of stuff is right at the start, first couple of games. He's so ready. Even that little range was so perfect, just outside of the jump kick, but still in her stand 1. That's actually pretty tight. It was probably a duck. Let's see if we can find that exactly here. Was this a duck? I guess we can't see, right? It's just a jail. Oh no, there was actually a frame in here where you could see it, right? Let's see. Okay. And yeah, he did duck. Okay, so this is Dragon expecting a throw, and so trying to duck under it. And instead getting kicked to the gut. To the dome. You know, even on frame traps like that, you know, Dragon just seems so prepared. That actually might have killed. I don't remember. Oh yeah, he died. Right? Yeah. Shout outs to Dragon on that combo. What was that? 500? 489. Jeez. So the first two games were, you might call them a blow up. What was that? 5 minutes of gameplay? Okay. Nice little freeze frame for both players here. It was a blow up. A lot of those reads were on Dragon's side. Now, not everything, right? We saw him get hit by the mid when he was trying to duck. You know, there were situations in there when Fox guessed right or when Dragon didn't guess right, either way you want to put it. But for the most part, it was Dragon taking it. So the first two games go by really fast. 3 out of 5, though. So this switch to Johnny is something that a lot of people have been talking about. You know, it's not just because of Fox that people are talking about Johnny. A lot of people in the scene have been talking about Johnny. He has some really strong variations, including one that like might be the best character in the game, or is certainly up there, if not the best. Was this the time you went with Outtake, or was this Showstopper? I don't remember which one you went with here. Let's see. Which one am I going to talk about? Outtake. Okay, so Outtake's the new one. Outtake is super good, and what's interesting about it is that it has like all sorts of stuff going for it. So, you know, we're talking about Jaded Jade. The idea of Jaded Jade is to get in and to mix up and to not do a lot of damage each time, but it's very hard, it seems, for Cetrion to keep Jaded Jade out, you know? Whereas Cetrion might want to zone in many other matchups versus Jaded Jade, that's not really so doable. So the intention behind that pick is to get up close, and then for Fox to try to guess right enough to deal enough damage to win. And you know, Fox probably thinks that they can do that. So pick a character that gets you close, and then once you're close, then you can play these mix-ups that you're confident in. Except that Dragon just guessed right on like everything for a while. And so if that's the case, then having a character that is about getting in close and not really so much on the zoning and that sort of thing, that might not be good. Because that means that you're going to be close, and it means you're going to be in a spot where your opponent is guessing right more often than you are. Why do you want that? You don't. So the switch here is to Outtake Johnny. And Outtake Johnny is, on the one hand, good at getting in because Johnny has really good forward-moving tools. Shadow kick, the walking low string, whichever button that is. And those are really good. Good movement speed anyway. And in addition to that, he has some of the best fireballs in the game. So they, you know, you'll see them here, but he has, I think, 9 frames startup, which is super fast in Mortal Kombat. In any fighting game, right? 9 frame projectile is super fast. And then their movement's fast, their mids, he can throw one that's a little bit of a higher arc, one that's a little bit of a lower arc. And they deal well, I think, with Cetrion, with where Cetrion is on stream. So on screen, let's see how this goes. Right, so there you go, a little bit of an arc. You can duck it in the middle, but at far end or closer, you get hit by it or you block it. But you can see instantly, right, the Dragon is playing this different style. Look at all the projectiles that he's throwing. So I reverse it a little bit. Tons of projectiles. And at that spot on screen right there was Dragon ducking, because at that spot, Johnny can do a shadow kick, kage, which is a high, and you can duck it. Or he can do a fireball, which at that range is also duckable. So that's a good understanding of Dragon of where to be. Again, he comes into, every time I see him play against some character or person, in the first game, he is super prepared. But this is it. Look at these projectiles, dude. Versus this character who's, you know, ostensibly the zoner. So instantly, it's a huge difference in style from SonicFox. It's obvious, right? Like it's not about Fox getting close. It's about Dragon doing more. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, I mean, he had all the right timings on that. Even still, even though Johnny is not as much about getting in, he definitely can do that. He can definitely play up close. I don't want to portray him as not. He's just really an all-around character. But Jaded is more about that, and yet here's Dragon still just... You see even where Dragon puts himself, right? So in many matchups, as Cetrion, you might want to be here, there, after this backdash, here. This is kind of a sweet spot for Cetrion in many matchups. You can throw a boulder without being too worried about it. You can still hit them with the beam. You know, you can try a geyser and not be too worried about getting punished on that. Like, this is a good spot for her. But in this matchup, Dragon knows that that's not what it's about. It's about playing at that mid and even closer up. Again, super prepared gameplay from Dragon. That's plus. So again, Johnny has a lot of good stuff going for him. That's safe. You know, it allows you to harass a little bit. Ooh, damn, that's so sick. What an anti-air, man. You really got to be thinking about that. Not easy. So again, Dragon's trying to be underneath the little arc. That's the attempt. Oh well, didn't work. Still match point Dragon though. Dang, you threatened going in? Wow. Look at this. Okay. So Fox is really digging into that ranged style back there until Dragon got up to a close range where SonicFox could jump in. Really digging in there, though. That's what I'm talking about, right? You can try Geyser, which is a tracking, which is not a tracking thing, which is you have to place it right, but it's very unsafe. And Johnny can punish it too if he's close enough for Shadow Kick. So Dragon's spacing it out. Yeah, there you go. So it was that projectile-heavy gameplay style. This is something that we will see a lot of in this set. Fox tried out Jaded Jade. They came into this thinking Jaded is the way. I'm going to make it so that Cetrion zoning doesn't matter. I'm going to get up close and try to inflict my mix-ups, and hopefully that will work out. It didn't. But that wasn't the end of the story for Fox. Then they went to Johnny, and although Johnny can play up close, the intention is to play this zoning game. So it's a 180, right? It's a big curveball in what the strategy is, and Fox is ready for that. Fox is used to making that kind of a switch, one game to another, and feeling like instantly in there on it. It never takes them a long time. They're already, you know, it's very fast. So Dragon now, probably thinking about these things. Okay, right? It needs to approach this a little bit differently. Right, you see how lack of buttonsy Dragon was right there? He just backed off to that range we were talking about. This range of, boy, he nailed it, huh? Right, he's gonna walk back a little bit. This is just outside of the walking low for Johnny, but also where you can duck and be safe against projectile and Shadow Kick. Yeah, look at that. So he kind of threatens that Fox can hit him with the walking low, and then he steps back just before it comes, so it's just an incredible read on the footsie's timing. Which is what you need. Right, again, he's now trying to move into that little spot, sort of the little safe zone under there. Under the curve. Yeah, even knocks her out of the air there, man. This character Outtake is pretty good. But, you know, Fox, what's interesting too is that, you know, I mentioned what Dragon wants to do. You know, Dragon wants to walk under that little safe spot, but Fox knows that just as well as Dragon does, and so right after that, Fox goes back to this range. You know, you can see Fox moving backwards. The reason for that is to prevent Dragon from ducking under. So what's cool about this matchup is that there are these two very different spots on screen. Well, three, I guess, really. One is within Johnny's walking low range. Okay, you have to respect that. You got to block, right, an expectation. Another is underneath the safe zone of the arcing projectile, and that's a spot where Johnny can't really attack that well. He needs to walk in. He needs to move backwards, something like that. That is an uncomfortable spot where his buttons don't really work. So that's where Dragon like to be. Then further away, there's a third spot where then Johnny's projectiles do begin to hit again, and you can't duck them. They're mids at that spot. And so that is a stronger spot. So there are these 3 spots, and you're kind of jockeying between you and the opponent to try to find which one of those you're going to end up in. Back and forth, back and forth. Again, that's safe. Oh man, even ready on that. Nice. Cetrion's teleport, of course, big deal in every match. It's really good. Oh, that was sick though. I don't actually know why Fox came in at that moment. Right, it seemed to me like Fox was just gonna stay away and go back to this range game, and now they could die. Oh, they did? Oh, wow. Okay. So that was it, right? That was that one decision. All right, just let me make sure this is the death. Yeah, it is. Look at this. This is Fox goes in. Okay, tries it out. Didn't work. No big deal. You know, backing off. And trying to get back to that spot where the projectiles will be ducked. Well, cannot be ducked, right, by Dragon. All of a sudden trying to come in. And that was ultimately what cost SonicFox. Then it's basically 2 reads, I think it was. You know, 1, 2. Okay, so there were 3 reads. And at that point, the round's over. So it's again a situation where Dragon guesses right. SonicFox overextended, didn't need to. Overextended, Dragon guessed right. So in a lot of these little individual up-close moments, Dragon continues to guess right. Even there, man, that's so far. Look at that range, right, on Cetrion's buttons. Oh, that was sick. That can crush and blow, right? Shouldn't it have? I actually don't know why it didn't, to be honest. Maybe he didn't hold the button. You can see Dragon again. So he is trying to teleport around, trying to be tricky in movement, but he does want to stay underneath that spot, as we talked about. Yeah, look how much he's moving around. He's really being tricky about this. You know, this is part of why Cetrion people consider to be the best in the game. Certainly one of the best. She has so much going for it. It's not just about zoning. It's about movement, pressure, all the things, really. Okay, okay. Alright, so Fox needed to make it happen, and they did. Pff, that was a punish? Oh, wow. A lot of characters cannot do that. So here's that spot where Dragon's trying to hold on to it. Alright, we can duck under. Okay. SonicFox keeps calling out really good timings, but there's the spot. Whew. Yeah, she has safe strings, you know, crushing blow strings. Got a lot going for her. Yeah, it's frustrating, right? Thanks for taking care of it. So again, as Dragon inches in, he's trying to stay underneath that little spot right there. Fox obviously knows this. What's interesting is that Dragon has been so ready for Fox's approach. Now, as Fox, you can't always just stay away and throw projectiles once Dragon is in that spot where he can duck underneath fireballs. Because as you move backwards, Dragon is going to chase, so Dragon will continue being under that little spot. That's Dragon's intention anyway. So it's true that for Fox, sometimes you need to come in, right? You do have to do that sometimes. But Dragon has had an absolute beat on it each time. Oh, and these escape fails, so Fox reacted to the grab, but just guessed wrong on the side. So there's Dragon. You know, look at this dude's reaction. You can tell how big it is for him to take it over Fox in this Winners Finals again. And that was 3-1, right? Let's go back and check out the score. Yeah, 3-1. So in a lot, just to sort of put a bow on it, in this set, Dragon came in very prepared for what Jaded wants to do. He guessed right on a lot of the little individual mix-ups. The grab, the timing, the whether to press a button after blocking something, whether to flawless block, all that sort of stuff. He was super ready for. When the switch to Johnny came, at the beginning, it seemed like Dragon was really ready for what Outtake Johnny wants to do as well. So we saw Dragon hanging out underneath the safe zone. We saw him ready for SonicFox to approach. And we saw that at the end as well there. But for about a game in between, sort of in between those last two games, for a few rounds, Fox started to get a better bead on the matchup, you know? And it wasn't just about Fox getting the reads, it was also the spacing and the timing and all that sort of stuff. At the same time, Fox was okay with coming in with a game plan with Jaded. I'm trying to get in. I'm trying to mix up close, right? I don't want to be zoned. And then, okay, fine, it didn't work. Okay, we'll go to Outtake Johnny, and now it's a total 180. And now it's Outtake Johnny. Now it's SonicFox who's the one who's doing the zoning. And now it's on Cetrion to react to that and, sort of play around what Johnny was doing. So there is some flexibility there for SonicFox in terms of their game plan and their character selection. Fox is ridiculous. There's no doubt. No doubt about it. Fast forward a little bit, and Fox gets through other people and gets back to Grand Finals. So we've seen this before. The same thing happened at CEO. What a ham. I love that. I purposely cut that there. That's good. That's a good one. What up? Okay, so as you can see, SonicFox is now lined up with Jax. And it's Hunker Down, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, Hunker Down Jax. This is even a different take. So, Hunker Down Jax is a snowball character. He is what they call an avalanche. He begins by not doing a lot of damage, but very quickly, once his hands get hot, he does a ton of damage, and he has very practical crushing blows that deal a lot of damage. And even without the hot hands, you still have access to command grab, crushing blow. He ends up killing characters super fast. Super fast. But at the beginning, it's not super strong. So what you want to do as Hunker Down Jax, he's great movement, excellent movement, good footsies. And then you want to inflict your mix-ups up close. But what's cool, and what may be different here compared to his Jaded pick, is that whereas Jaded doesn't really do much damage, she can get in great, right? But she needs to guess right a lot to take a round, right? It's pretty rare that she gets more than a couple hundred damage at a time. Hunker Down, Jax, once he gets himself going, he's doing 300-400 damage. I mean, it's very practical for Hunker Down to win a round in 3 mix-ups. Very practical for him to do that. And so if Fox felt that they're guessing, okay, it wasn't working out as much as they wanted to when it came to Jaded, maybe the thought is, okay, as Jax, all I need to do is guess right 3 times and I'll take a round. It's super practical. I think that might be the intention here. And again, great movement in the character as well. The issue for Jax, oh, that was a great jump, is that he doesn't have very practical ranged tools unless he already has hot hands, and then you're giving up your ability to do big damage if you spend the heat on a missile, which he can get access to once he has hot hands. Ooh, punish, yeah. So you see what I mean? What was that? 13% damage, or actually, whatever, 134 damage. That's Hunker Down. So think about him as being at the top of a mountain, and he's a little pebble, and he begins to roll. He begins to roll, and all of a sudden he ticks off a boulder, right, at the end, and all of a sudden the whole mountain slide is sliding down. Like, that's the idea of Hunker Down. So the initial hit is like 13%, whatever. Pretty soon after that, you get busted. Ooh, trying cool stuff. Yeah, you're in the passenger seat right now, just like you were at that gas station when you were ranting about Sub-Zero. What can go wrong with Jax is, like I was saying, if he gets zoned out, that's bad news. If he can't get the snowball going, that's bad news. So whereas maybe for Jade, you know, you can pretty consistently be doing like a couple hundred damage at a time. It's not a lot, but it's consistent. Hunker Down requires that you start snowballing more, right? So if you don't meet that requirement, then it's hard to get a lot of damage with the guy. And Dragon's doing a great job of moving around, of having it not be obvious when he's going to throw a projectile, even of coming in and mixing it up a lot. I mean, look at this anti-air. This is just, he does this all the time, but just to illustrate, you see how he backs off, and he already has the rock wall out. Rock wall as an anti-air requires that you be either inhumanly ready to anti-air, or that you have a read. It's a read anti-air. What's cool about it is that, you know, you can effectively make it safe on block. You have a meter burn version you could do. So you try it out. If they don't get hit by it, it's like not that big of a deal. If they jump onto it, then you get a whole combo, as you can see. I think that might be his first wake up in the whole, how many is like the 5th game we've watched between these two? Yeah. Now, interesting decision by SonicFox, right? You can crushing blow with that. You can. We chose not to. Very unsafe to do that mid into low. Super run. It's like minus 20. So Fox got into the corner, you know, and they even got the command grab. He just didn't choose to cash out all the way. Whenever those hands get hot, I'm telling you, the character is a beast in comebacks. Oh no! Surely an input error. I don't remember that. Wow. That super sucks. So now there's this fatal blow. This has got to be another reason why you want to play Jax in this matchup. Okay, just to address this. I don't know that I would call it a gimmick to flawless block the amplified pillar, right? If you want to do that, then you kind of give up your timing to just press a button if there is no amplification, because that's like the same moment that you would need to press a button. I don't really think I think that's just a mix-up, personally, not a gimmick. Which are kind of two different things, you know what I mean? Like, a gimmick is something that once you understand, you just shouldn't be hit by anymore, whereas I think that's just a mix-up, and you can guess right, certainly, but you can also guess wrong, and both are credible. But bam. Anyway, this fatal blow, right? So once Jax has this, it is now a high, so you can duck it. You see exactly what Dragon is doing right now, trying to... Actually, I think he's blocking, but he's ducking. This thing will bust through, like, all sorts of stuff. On reaction, if the opponent jumps, you on reaction, fatal blow for sure. If they throw a fireball, on reaction, fatal blow for sure. So it really freezes people, and that allows Hunker Down to move in. That's the whole point of it. Look how often he's ducking, right? He doesn't want to take a big risk. And he was super right. So just like all the times that we've been seeing Dragon, whenever he confronts something new for the first time, in this set, again, he's played this stuff 1,000 times, but each time you see it in a set, he's prepared. He doesn't get caught off guard. He doesn't get caught off guard. That's one thing about Dragon I would say, is that when a match begins, he has already an idea about which, what the person likes to do and what the character does, and he puts the two together extremely well. But think back to the previous set when Johnny was doing good work. So Fox tried it out. Of course, it's 3 out of 5. And Fox now goes back to Outtake, because that definitely worked better than Jade, and it worked better than Jax, which just got dunked on. Again, the thing about Fox is not just that they are also excellent at preparing, but in addition to that, it's this willingness to adapt and have other ideas and be okay. Well, okay, trying one out, didn't work, no big deal. Here's my backup, right? And that's not just about the game plan going into it. The game plan going into it might be, okay, if this doesn't work out, fine, I go to the secondary or tertiary character. I'm not sure that's all it is, though. I think there's also just this innate sense of adaptation that Fox is extremely strong at. Like on-the-fly adaptation. Look at this. This looks like a different style of Johnny, doesn't it? Remember the last set we watched? That was a billion stand twos. The last time we saw them play, look at this. Fox did, I don't know how many backup fireballs. You know what I mean? Like, they walked away, they backdashed to try to get back into this fireball range. There's nothing like that right now. Look at this. This is, it wasn't the beginning. Right, look at this. In there. And I totally understand. Dragon doing this backdash. After that right there, I totally get this. Why? Because in the last set, Fox did back up and did start throwing fireballs. And so what Dragon wants to do is to back up as well and get under that little spot underneath the arcing projectile, okay? That has been established as the go-to. Fox is already ready with the adaptation, with the different take on this. Now they're going in instead. Even ready there. Ooh, okay, that was really good backdash actually. Oh, it worked, dang. So Fox still mixing it up a little bit, going backwards sometimes. Not all about moving forward here. Yeah. Right. So again, what I like about this ending here, if you see, so here's damage, a little bit chip. Okay, fine. What you could do here is throw another projectile. You could. But Dragon did that, right? So Dragon dashed under it and ducked immediately, expecting another fireball. Fox dashed in. And what's good about the way that Fox dashed in is that it was not the approach directly into button that we saw previously that actually got him hit a lot. Dragon did have the anti-air before, right? He did have Lanzy's punish, he interrupted buttons. This time Fox, okay, remembers that, fine, dash and block. So it's a different take on what to do in that situation. Wow, that was actually a hit? It wasn't counter hit though. I wonder why there was why it said hit. Yeah, there you go. So Fox definitely mixing it up more between that range stuff and coming in, and even in these reads, a little up close stuff. Doing really well. Oh, no meter burn. That could have been crushing blow. Read on that was there. even a throw escape, anything will chip, you know. No need to overextend though, which is really good for Fox. Oh, he did, okay. Oh, that's his turn at that point, yeah. As soon as you block that, that's it's no longer Cetrion's turn. In the audience, I'm there, and immediately, I think people in the audience knew that it was over. I think we already knew. I mean, there was at some point in this, at the beginning of this grand finals, where you know, I turned to one of my friends, or they turned to me, or whatever, and we just like gave that glance of like, you know, yeah, that doesn't look good for Dragon. It was, and I think it was about here that this happened. And now, you know, Dragon is not at all playing badly. You know, you can see him still making good calls, he's still punishing jumps and stuff. It's not like he's out of it. It's that Fox has built on what was established in the first set and is adapting and throwing different looks at Dragon, and throwing different looks not even just consistently, right? It's not as if in the previous set that Fox only threw fireballs and came in recklessly rarely, right? That's not really the case. It was more mixed than that, but those were the broad ideas. Then in this set, in this Johnny versus Cetrion match, okay, it was much more offensive, wasn't it, from SonicFox? But again, not exclusively so. They did back up and throw fireballs sometimes. So while there is this much heavier emphasis on pressure and on movement that I think kind of threw Dragon off compared to how it went versus Outtake in the previous set, at the same time, Fox is not making it easy on Dragon by just doing the same thing over and over again. Even though that may be strong, it's good for Johnny to be able to do that stuff. I mean, he's good at it. But to throw somebody like Dragon off their game requires, I think, that you play this kind of constant adaptation game of not just adapting once Dragon has gotten used to a thing, but by sort of adapting to what you yourself are doing so quickly, you're sort of making a change so fast that you're not letting Dragon even really get adapted to what you're doing in the first place. That's what we saw right there. Shout outs to Johnny, he's so cool. I always thought that character was such a, like, I mean, this is my take on Mortal Kombat generally, to be honest, but like, I think the character was dumb. I don't know. I don't have like a stronger feeling than that, but just like whatever, blah. Who cares? In this game, he has such personality. They did such a good job with that. He's not the only character too. They really imbued a lot of personality into characters. So Dragon, I think, probably recognizes some of this. You know, he's a fast thinker. He sees what's going on. And now the question is, how does he adapt? Because that was 2-0 in rounds. He has to think about it. This is one of the hardest things to do. You have to be able to remember everything. You know, you need to, in that moment in between games, you need to be scanning your memory for all of the patterns, and you need to be thinking about all of the decisions that you made and that your opponent made, and how to sort of synthesize them into a thought, into a sort of description of how the opponent's playing, and then decide on what the counter to that is. That's all got to be fast, and that's not easy to do even if you have a long time. I'm taking like an hour to do this, you know? Whereas for Dragon, this has got to be right away. Not easy to do. What's interesting is that after all that time, SonicFox opens similarly, trying to move in very fast. That's safe. He stole a turn for sure. And then immediately, right? I mean, it's exactly what I was talking about. Fox going in, right? Pressure, going. All of a sudden, backdash fireball. Well, what do you make of that? What do you make of? How do you classify that play style in a way that you can then overcome? Dang, even the interactable. Oh, that was really good backdash though. You know, Dragon continues to make good reads when it comes to those individual up close things. It's more the sort of grand strategy that I think is beginning to elude him here. You think Dragon runs out of gas? I think that's kind of what I'm describing, but maybe in just a more detailed form. To say he runs out of gas is not descriptive, really, right? I mean, it may be the phenomenon, but why? Why is that happening? It feels to me that it's this adaptation thing that Dragon is probably very good at versus other people, but somebody at SonicFox's level seems to be able to do it better. Considering all you got to remember, do you still think Burrito Voorhees and other top players need to improve on the tick C grab? Command grab. You mean the option select aspect of it? Option selecting, you know, button into command grab such that it only comes out on block, not on hit, which is a way to make sure that you can be safe more often if you try command grab. I do think they need to. The thing about option selects is that they should not be... It should not need brain power. Not much, not much. I mean, you don't do the option select every single time, because if the opponent knows that, then they'll block the forward 2. If you're Gearus, forward 2 into command grab, they'll block the forward 2, and then they'll jump out of the command grab every time. If you option select it every time, because then you're predictable. Don't be predictable. But what you should be thinking is, every time you want to do a tick into command grab, it should be the option select timing. That should be it. Then that shouldn't be a thought. It should be the same thought you have now, which is, I think I should do forward 2 into tick grab. Okay, fine. If you just get your hands used to doing that timing a few frames later, then you'll do this option select every time, and that option select side of it should not be necessary for brain power. It's only the mix-up itself that you need to think about. And once you've option selected enough, once you have made that like your thing, once it becomes kind of internal in the same way that when you think about doing forward 2 command grab, if you think to yourself, I should do a tick grab, you don't think about the inputs of it, right? Your brain says, okay, forward 2 command grab, do it. Your hands go, okay, and you do it. You know, you're not thinking about the execution aspect of it, even though it does require a little bit of execution to do that. You have to have manual dexterity to some degree. You don't think about that because your brain is just used to it. It should be the same for option selects. You should be practiced in it enough that you should just think, I should do a tick grab and come out with the option select. That's all. Okay. Man, again, so again, Fox is threatening this ranged game. Again, Dragon tries to dash up into the safe zone versus the fireball. Again, SonicFox gets in there with the walking low. Again, Fox tries to approach with the grab. I mean, you know, to be fair to Dragon, it's not the case that he's getting dunked on every decision. I don't think that every decision is bad. I think he's guessing right on a lot of individual mix-ups, but the sort of larger adaptation that Fox is doing seems to be eluding Dragon. Oh, by the way, let's go back just briefly here. So this was a pillar. You see how Fox does, he blocks pillar. Block. Okay. Then he briefly lets go of block. Oh wait, maybe I saw wrong. I thought he flawless block here. Maybe I was wrong about this. Oh no, he did. Yeah, there's definitely a little time in here where his hands go back up, just super briefly. All right, so let go of block. Okay, you see them go up briefly and then they go down again. That's him trying to flawless block amplification, I bet. But because you're trying to do that, you can't just immediately press buttons versus Cetrion. So I don't know. And just to go back in on what the mix-up is. As far as the option selects go, I would not claim to you that they're easy, just that they should become easier when you practice them. In that video that Burrito put up on Twitter of him trying it out, he actually did get the timing several times. Not consistently, but it's also like the first time he's doing it, and he's already found the timing sometimes. So, you know, it's once you practice, it's just like doing like a 1 to 2 frame link in combos. You practice enough, you know, you'll get it, but can you do it every time when you first try it out? Probably not. Ooh, he thought there was going to be a close teleport. Wow, alright. Dragon mixing it up a bit. Oh, dang, the duck. 260 meterless is not bad as well. Look, this would throw me off. If I were Dragon, oh, I would have, obviously I'd get dunked anyway, but in this series right here, where, okay, fine, knock down, throw a fireball. Well, now, what is this? And you see Dragon dashing up and crouching underneath where the fireball would go over him, and Fox is still like dancing around weirdly. What is that? What do you classify that as? It's easiest to adapt, in my view. The easiest way to adapt is to classify the opponent's gameplay and then think, okay, it's rushdown gameplay. What's my adaptation? I mean, you have to have thought about sort of what your counter is, and it's very character dependent, obviously, but once you can say, okay, it is a rushdown style. Okay, cool. It's a zoning style. All right, I got a solution. He's playing footsies. Cool. What's this? I have a solution. But that is a different story. I mean, look, you guys are right. It's about him. It's about Fox understanding that, you know, at that point, Dragon like needed to make something happen. You know, clearly. So I mean, I'm sure the direct impetus for this for Fox is just like, okay, whatever. I don't need to commit in any way. You need to do something, and I'll react. Probably. But if you're Dragon and trying to think about what's SonicFox's next move, what will they do next, it's hard to put this in a box. And so Dragon's intention here is to do what he had just done a little bit ago, which was he did a teleport. He hoped that Fox would think that it was a close teleport and try to press a button to punish it, which you can definitely do. And instead, since it was a far teleport, Dragon got to press buttons and sort of beat Fox's, well, just whatever. Let's go back and see. It was sometime around here, I don't know. Whenever this came up, we'll just let it play. There was a far teleport, you know, and Fox whiffed buttons and Dragon sort of counterpoked them. He had the same idea there at the end of things. But he had already done that. And I guess that's kind of what I think that's like the main point of my understanding of how Fox keeps beating Dragon. Here you go, that was it, right? So buttons from SonicFox, who expected a close teleport, and Dragon instead got the whiff punish. Cool. We fast forward a little bit towards the end here, and it's exactly the same call. Dragon is hoping that SonicFox will react and press the close button, and that Dragon will whiff punish. I don't know what happens when these guys play typically. I don't know how it goes, right? I mean, Dragon's too smart to just do the same thing twice for no reason at all. But maybe they're on some level where he just thought that Fox would expect it, a different thing, that Fox would not expect for the same thing to happen. Whatever the mix-up is there, it is not a change, and Fox was ready for it. So Fox is really playing with their positioning, their spacing, with whether they throw a fireball, whether they go in, like all of that stuff is... That just makes it harder to categorize. It makes it so that, you know, fighting games, the thinking side of fighting games is complex enough that it's hard to hold everything in your head simultaneously. And if, as the opponent, if your opponent is making you think about more and more stuff, even if it's not like super important stuff, the more that the opponent adds onto your brain for your brain to keep track of, the harder it is to keep track of. Even if it's something minor. And that seems to me like what is happening here as well. That was a really good response. Ready for Fox to dash in. It's funky, right? Like, look how often SonicFox is going into that range where he kind of makes Dragon duck. It's funky now. It's playing real weird. But Dragon's got him in the corner at least, so good on Dragon. Again, at no point do I think Dragon gets killed. He's in this mentally the whole time. Dash up block. Remember there were dash up buttons before, and now Fox is a little bit more cautious than that. That's safe again. Good chip on it. There actually is good chip, isn't it? Jeez. Wow, that's super good chip to be honest. It even says the numbers, right? So this was what, 115 to 76. Oh, 40 in chip is legit. Yeah, the more you can make your opponent think, the more you can force their brain to do stuff, the more they can get stuck. Gum up the works, as they say. So, let's go back a second here. At the beginning of this round, I don't remember the notation for this string, but this string's ending hit is a high, and it's a crushing blow. If the opponent only gets hit by the last hit of that string, it's a crushing blow. So Fox, mentally now, thinks that they've flummoxed Dragon enough to make that work. I guess not. Like I said, Dragon, I don't think is like way out of this. It's just there's a level here where Fox continues to adapt and Dragon like isn't quite there, but Dragon is not like way out of this in any sense. Dashing in, right? Like, funky timings on things for Fox. That's safe. Yeah, all right, gets the grab. So I like Dragon right now. It may also be too that Fox is doing a little bit too weird of timings on things. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah, ready on that. Interesting, okay. That might be it. Wow, it was, okay. Yeah, I mean, I thought the end of that was better for Dragon. But I also thought that part of the reason it was better for Dragon was that Fox got maybe too frisky sometimes. They started throwing fireballs from, like, pretty close. Like it was just, like, weird timings on stuff. Rather than just like stuff to throw Dragon off. In any case, Fox ends up winning. So that's the first set. This is my lunch break, by the way. I'm just eating lunch. Did you guys hear about that esports show? That sounds awful, right? Wow. The people from the Big Bang Theory making an esports show. It just sounds really bad. So now it's 0-0 because there was a reset. No reason for anybody to change, well, for SonicFox to change character. You can, because it's a new set, but no reason to do so. Definitely had done that for the first time right there. Yeah, maybe trying to take too much of a turn. Okay. So Dragon ready on some of that stuff. Not out of it entirely. But dude, it's really good that Johnny has these fireballs like this. You know, you can I think see why a lot of people are saying that he's the best, or certainly one of the best. For both of these characters, again, they both have a lot of different tools. That's punish. But Johnny just has a lot of different tools. They're all good. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, okay. Nice punish. Dude, this is part of why I say that Dragon is not entirely out of this. Dragon's so ready. There hasn't been, I think that's back too, There hasn't been a back two the entire match. Literally, I think this is the very first one. And Dragon's so, like, prepared that the first time he sees one, he just automatically, you know, he's doing the punish. 4-2? No, stand one. Dang. He's super ready for anything that he's prepared for. Even now. Even this is... How many games did they play? There were four before, so I guess this is now the 9th game that they've played, and this is the first time you've seen Johnny back two, and it is punished. Instantly. So, Dragon is never entirely mentally gone. The only question is whether Dragon faces things that he has prepared for or not. I really think that's the biggest deal when it comes to why Dragon ends up losing this. I mean, I'll do a little recap afterward, but for all the things that Dragon could game plan for, I think he's ready. It's just a question of whether he can adapt on the fly to the stuff that SonicFox brings in otherwise. Ooh, almost there. Dang, pillar? Interesting. That's the first time he's done pillar there. Ready on throws? Look at this. Okay, so Fox was like, alright, I'll back off. That's good. God, those fireballs are so strong. And then that might be the first dash up throw. There have been any number of throws, but dash up directly into throw, that might have been the first one. Yeah, the new Sonya, that's a good way to put it, I think. Just a character who has all the tools you need, you know? He's just all around very good. He's like a king of all trades. He's not a jack of all trades. Ooh, Fox tried to land and press buttons? Wow. Dang, Dragon got very buttonsy all of a sudden. I actually really like that. Yeah, that was sick. That's the first time Dragon's been so buttonsy. Look at how he's just mashing on like stand ones and down ones. 1, 1, 1, 1. Oh, 4-2 actually, but whatever. Very buttonsy all of a sudden. And that, like I said, you know, the more... When you have somebody who's very prepared and they believe they know what's coming, but then it ends up being something else, then it's hard to make that very fast switch. Even somebody like Fox, it's hard to make that very fast switch. Why was Dragon mashing all of a sudden? Right? And Fox now, there's a break in rounds, right? Probably now like, okay, I get it. But in that like very fast moment of all the buttons coming all as a flurry, yeah, I get why that would work for sure. Great anti-air. They tried it before, it didn't work, but that was cool. You know what's cool? Is this. And it's a small thing, but when Fox does this, down one. Okay, what is it for Johnny? How minus is this? Let me look it up for you. Down ones tend to be like -4-ish, something like that. Let's see. Down one is -3. Okay. So usually, if you block somebody's down one, it's your turn to move. You know, that's like the typical thing. Unless they have something to blow it up that they cancel into. Hence, ball biome, right? So although Dragon blocks this, I really like that SonicFox goes to that immediately after seeing that flurry of stand ones, down ones, and stuff from Dragon, because Fox wants to make sure that they make Dragon think that it's not time to press buttons. Right? That's the whole intention of that, and that's a great tool that Johnny has to make that happen. It's true, it's very funny that the background on this stage says mash hard right here. For sure. Ooh, there was a false block, but then nothing else. Bummer. Threatening lightning in and out. Again, this is... Oh, that was super ready by Dragon. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, okay. Getting the timing a little bit. Who did more damage in that? Let me see if you can tell. Trading on fireballs here. Maybe Johnny by just a smidge. Yeah. Ooh, boy. Oh, dang, the stolen turn. That's cool. Oh, dang. And then tried to maybe duck after that. Might have jailed. Might have jumped. I don't know. I do think that Dragon's starting to get a little bit better bead on when Fox likes to move around. Oh, sick. Oh, no. That's a punish. That was actually a punish? Wow. So few characters can punish Cetrion at that spot. And he did it with fireballs. Wow. Well, that's pretty good for Johnny, huh? So, although I do think that at this stage of the game now, it kind of seems to me like Dragon is like picking up on some of the timings that Fox has brought in. I don't know if Dragon realized that. So he looks distraught almost, don't you think? Like, you look at his face right here. He's kind of racking his brain about what he should do. It's not the first time that they've played in Winners Finals in Dragon 1, and then SonicFox makes the complete win in Grand Finals. That has happened before. It happened at CEO. So Dragon's been here. I think you can see that on his face. That you know, concern that it could happen again. It's already in losers. And it wasn't it the same exact opening? Right? Yeah. Is this forward 3? I want to just call it walking low. Looks like either forward 3 or back 3. That's like tends to be what that button is. I guess it's back 3. Okay. Yeah.
But as I say that, immediately Fox is going in, which we haven't really seen much at all in this grand final. I mean, if they're trying
back 3-4. Okay. Yeah. And then as much as Fox was about pressure at the very beginning, like, okay, again, right, it's backing off. There's no round that goes by where Fox plays it consistently the whole way. No round. Each time it's been Fox mixing it up. That was a nice little micro duck. Did you see this? Woo, boy. All right, let's go. Punish. Sick. Probably could have done more damage on a punish, but it was cool. Wow. Funky timing. Did you see? Okay, so this is grab comes again. I think that was 2. Yeah. Let's move forward a little bit here. So that looked like a stand 2 startup. Let me see if we can take a look at this. I think it was. I think it was stand 2. So this is probably Dragon expecting to be grabbed, and then if you press 2, that's the tech that would tech you from being thrown like behind yourself. That is to say, like, into the corner in the situation, which is what you would want to avoid. So he's trying to tech, I think. But the timing from Fox was just weirder than usual. So it was a grab that the tech had already come out for, and so there was no more tech. So it's that weird timing. It continues to be that, you know, and it's not just. Although I do think that in many individual situations of mix-ups, Dragon's been fine. The theme for sure is Fox giving weird looks to Dragon, and Dragon not quite adapting to it. Okay, that was a bummer for Fox, but a nice punish by Dragon. Again, whenever he sees something that he knows what to do against, he's ready.
There's a whip punish, empty jump standing, but no amplify for the force can't full combo. That does actually combo very similar to the straight.
Nice.
But the amplify Fox not quite able to get it. Knocked down again. Terrible trade for Dragon there. Oh, hang on a minute. That range maybe. Oh, watch out.
Wow. Oh, no anti-air. He's been ready for anti-air so often. Not there.
Dragon has got failed blend. It will kill from this help, but no Fox is looking at it. This force will recover.
Ding, ding! Oh, expecting the breakaway. I get it. And then going for chip, maybe. Punish? No, that's...
Commit. No
Oh, he didn't have a meter!
doesn't matter.
But it was so weird. That there was no punish. So again, it continues to be those weird looks. The difference between pressuring and then all of a sudden zoning, or the opposite. And, you know, dashing up and kind of dipping and doodling in the opponent's face until you go for a grab, but they've already tried to tech. So it's... Throughout this set, it's been about that. You know, each time Dragon faces something that he knows, each time he finds something that he's game planned for, he counters it. He's ready on punishes, whatever. He's ready for that stuff. It's when you do the stuff he's not expecting that he's a little bit behind where SonicFox is. So now's the switch. Now's the switch to Kitana. Kitana got some buffs in the recent patch. The patch before that, this variation that he picks, Highborn Kitana, got some buffs as well. So Dragon liked Cetrion right from the start, but he did play Kitana a bit at the beginning as well. And then he basically didn't for a long time, and now he's been picking up Kitana again because I think she fits what he wants to do pretty well. You know, kind of space control-y into safe pressure. It's kind of, you know, that's good. In addition, you know, clearly this is not just about him playing Kitana. It's about him feeling unsatisfied with how his Cetrion's doing. Although I don't really think it's the character. You know, I think that the stuff that I've been talking about makes that clear. Like, it's not about SonicFox's Johnny's tools outclassing Cetrion's tools. I don't think that's what it's about. I think it's about SonicFox, the player, throwing so many things and so many constant changes at Dragon that Dragon doesn't put it all together and sort of counter it, right? That's not a character thing. But at the same time, I get it. You know, it hasn't worked out with your one character, fine. Give it a try with the other. Like, to sort of contrast it with when in the previous set, Dragon kind of made Jaded look like it wasn't that great, right? Because so what he did kind of did counter the idea of the character, right? The idea of the character of Jade being can't zone her, she gets in, now she's playing mix-ups. Well, okay, she wasn't zoned, right? Cetrion didn't zone from Dragon as a way to beat that. Instead, Dragon pressured himself, or Dragon just guessed right on a lot of those up-close interactions where Jaded would like to win. So if Jaded is getting close, but then isn't beating the character, the opponent, then that's bad for Jaded. Now, it's true that it's obviously ultimately it's, you know, Dragon guessing right more than SonicFox in those up-close situations. But that is kind of a counter to the character. You know, that is a character that requires that you be guessing right more often up close. And if you're not, then it's not what you need. So that kind of did counter the character. When it was SonicFox Johnny versus Cetrion from Dragon, that wasn't like a counter to Cetrion. Cetrion has enough tools that it's hard to find the thing that counters her. She can zone and pressure and play footsies and anti-air and mix up, whatever. She's in there. Whatever it is. So that wasn't a counter to Cetrion. But, all that said, if it's not working out with the one, you know, and you've already played however many games against Johnny and it hasn't worked out, I get switching.
A character Dragon has got a lot of experience with. Dragon's done pretty well, but I mean, we've seen Dragon be super close to making comebacks with this character in more position.
So that's really plus on block. When you throw the Psy up into the sky and it comes down, that's pretty plus. Actually, let me look it up. I know it is, but let me see how much. So this is a stance, I believe, that she goes into. And I don't know the name of the stance. It's probably Half-Blood stance, okay? Seeking Psi is plus 13. Wow. Okay, there you go. So plus 13. That's a lot. She still has the straight fan. She has the dive kick in this variation. The teleport, just like Melina, you know. So that is a stance, you know. So you can cancel it. You can whatever. There's dive kick and or Psi out of it. So it gives you really different tools to control stage or to go in. That's good for this. Yeah, that was really good. So this right here. Whoop. That's called Edenian Razors, I believe. Right? Yeah. And that's good, right? So it is chip on block. It can be plus if like the right fan hits at the right spot. It's good damage on hit, and it's really plus on hit, so you get another chance. So when Fox tries to do Fatal Blow, there is armor on that, but it doesn't start up immediately, so Dragon got there first. Wow. Oh, somebody asked what my lunch is. Super complicated. It is peanut butter and carrots. All right. Yeah, cancel into taking another turn. Wow, down 2, really. Quite a read. I like Highborn Kitana. I think there's a lot of utility in her. Oh, that was good. Getting underneath. Look how often all of a sudden Dragon is guessing right on like so many of these situations. Not categorically, because SonicFox did do the down 2 under one of them, but I feel like almost all of this game, if you had to pick like one reason that Fox got dunked, it was that Dragon guessed right like every time. You know, let's go back and watch, because this was a fast game. And you just notice how often Dragon was like absolutely right in the mix-up. And I think that that's not like a brand new thing that just started in this game. Dragon has been doing okay in individual mix-ups, right? It's more that the style of SonicFox was throwing Dragon off in the sort of larger spacing and timing and all that sort of stuff. But in this game, Dragon played it really well. Asukan, you know what's funny is I had a little bit of chocolate with this at the beginning. I've just already finished it, but I did have some. I agree. And coffee, yeah. Definitely sounds good. Tried to steal too long of a turn right there. What's cool too, and maybe I didn't talk about this enough, or maybe I didn't recognize it enough the first watch through, is that Dragon himself actually did kind of what Fox was doing when it was Johnny versus Cetrion. There's this constant flip in that game, if you go back and look now, where Dragon is either like pressing, or backing off and throwing either sides or fans. He is also doing the thing that I identified for Johnny from SonicFox, right? I think that's pretty cool. So shoutouts to Dragon. That was a really good game too. And I wonder if that's part of why it worked out. You know, the different style kind of threw Fox off. So back to Jaded. So if Fox is worried about one side of that, right? It was actually that they also got hit by a lot of up close stuff, but course, the Psy and the Fan were also important parts of why Dragon won that game. So now, as Jaded, the intention is to just ignore that stuff.
I mean, they didn't waste time going back to the character. So this is a game plan here, absolutely. The Adenian showdown, I'd like to see it. Semi-canon device. But it also reinforces the fact that the outtake is direct outtake. Second Cetrion's not the hit. So, okay, cool, thanks, Jody, see you later. Jade, hey, how's it going?
Yeah, I think Highborn's good. Definitely. Oh, right, they didn't pick the right stage. All right, let's move on here.
One game though, and we want to see it, right? We all want to see that. That's the Cinderella story, and that's all you can ever hope. Game of this Jade first, and that glow I saw might make a lot of difference.
So you want to activate glow? Cool. Now there's no more zoning. You know what I don't know? If she has glow on, do the razors go through her? Does anybody know? That's a good question. Because that may be extremely important in this matchup. Yeah, Dream Eater, the stage is really good, for sure. For sure. If, I don't remember watching this live, I don't remember if this interaction ever happens, but if glow can go through the razors up close, then this is a super good counter pick. Okay. Wait, are Ketchup and Mustard talking about that right now? Let me see. I'm going to turn up the volume just a second.
One game of this Jade first. And that glow I feel might make a lot of difference. But the time spent, surgical with the screen positioning. And immediately, no flawless block for you. Here comes this nitro kick. Well, I mean, if the Adenium Razors do get avoided by the glow, that does mean that if the glow is up, going for razors or block is just a huge part of Highborn's game, just won't work.
Okay, so they actually don't know either. That's awesome. I have no idea. I guess we'll watch this game and see if it comes up. If it doesn't come up, then I'll just, I'll turn on the old video game and just give it a test before I sign off, because I would really like to know.
Look at 270 damage with just that. String into razors and on block, it's like 6%. Man. Oh, but it's so dangerous because it does open up somewhat of a grab game. Bids this damn good. But it's the utility, right?
It's plus. Yeah, look how often Jade takes her turn. Oh, that was a really good jump, though. Dang, a hard read. Okay. Yeah, you're probably right, Dream Eater. On the other hand, it's been rare so far that Dragon has had pressure when glow is going. You know what I mean? Like, typically when glow activates, it's at a safe spot. And then, of course, if she gets hit, it goes away. So I don't know if we'll even see it come up, but I mean, you might be right. You might be right. I still want to test later if they don't show it directly.
That is going to bring SonicFox onto tournament point here at East Coast Throwdown. But one more round to get through. They can pull it off. Don't want to call it so far. Dragon now is a close round. This could be it for the tournament, but maybe not.
Oh yeah, even on pressure, didn't do it. Okay, so well, and as soon as it went away, there it was. Yeah, maybe so. I just think that's a pretty good indication that it does avoid the razors. Man, that sucks. That sucks for Highborn. Not all things that you would think are projectiles are considered projectiles that glow can get through. There's some stuff that you can't. So, I don't know, maybe they should think about making those not projectiles. So does that mean that, like, characters can reflect? Anyway, I'll test this later.
And now, danger territory for Dragon. Not a lot of life left. Not a lot of real estate. The confirm! That might be enough!
Nah, it doesn't do that much damage.
No,
Yeah.
not enough yet. Still need a little bit more. The neutral duck. But he needs more than this. And
I really like this at the end.
one hit.
You see how slow SonicFox took this? Think back to like the past couple of games of Highborn.
Still need a little bit more.
When there have been pressure series, SonicFox is like, he's been doing stuff, right? We've seen grab and down two and a number of other things. Now, when it's all on the line and they know that all they need is like one, like literally a down one, anything on block is going to kill. And at that stage, there's just not a lot of sense in taking risks. So really smart minimization of risk at the end by SonicFox.
The down one hits.
There you go.
And it's going to be SonicFox once again winning.
Yeah, those are good examples of things that get through glow. Scarlet Tongue, Sonya's drone drop, those aren't considered projectiles. Shang corpse drop, like that kind of stuff is not. Yeah, there you go. Those are not projectiles. The game considers. Anyway, there you go. Yeah, Geyser is also not reflectable. So, as sort of a wrap up. Actually, let me just let this play. Poor Dragon, right? Like, he loses yet again. He beat Fox in Winners Finals. You could see how elated he was. I mean, the reaction was big. Now loses yet again. So 2 times he has beaten Fox in Winners Finals and lost in Grands. SonicFox continues to have made every single Grand Finals on the Mortal Kombat Pro Competition Tour. Let me see if I can find this moment back here. Oh, no, this is already too late. There you go. Right, look at this response, right? Look how much it means to this guy. No, it's not just about like the money and whatever. Like it just gotta suck getting the same loss happen over and over again. Anyway, Dragon is one of the most prepared players in the scene. He is ready for everything that he knows about in advance. Like you don't come to him with some piece of tech that he hasn't seen. Like you don't come to him with a new block string that he hasn't seen. He has game planned that stuff. And he's committed to memory, to just like instant reaction, really, what you should do. So he doesn't get thrown off when it comes to the beginning of a set, and that's why I think that he makes it through so many players. So many players don't have they have the thing that you do as whatever their character is, and that's what they do. Maybe they do it very well, but that's what they do, and Dragon's ready for that, and so that's not enough to beat him. What beats him is somebody adapting and changing dynamically so fast that he doesn't quite get a bead on what it is that he needs to do. I don't know what the solution for that is. That's something that it's not. You know, the advice is adapt faster, right? I don't know what that means. What does that mean? I don't know how to do that. So it's a very difficult problem to solve, because what you can plan for the best are things that you know about in advance, right? It's very hard to plan for something. To have a plan to throw away your plan is what it means to say to be ready to adapt. Being ready to adapt is about having a plan to lose your plan, which is hard. Those are hard things to square. Tough for Dragon, tough spot to be in, but that's the same thing that everybody else has dealt with when it comes to SonicFox. You know, I mean, Dragon is not the only player on Earth who has found this. I feel like a lot of scenes have found that, from Skullgirls to Marvel to NRS to Dragon Ball. Even, you know, the only time Fox took Street Fighter V seriously, they made top 8 at a major, right? For like, it might have been the first one, might have been final round, the very first year of the game, like the first major. So that's, you know, that problem is something that everybody has against Fox, and I don't know what the solution is. I don't. I mean, I'm more like, well, obviously these players are both much better than me, but my mindset when I competed was more about being prepared going in, and not being like terrible at adaptation, but not thinking that was my strength. So I would be more like Dragon, but the sort of playing on the fly, obviously Fox is also prepared, super prepared. So I don't want to say that it's just Dragon who's prepared. It's Fox as well. But then Fox then also, in addition to being extremely prepared, has this ability to adapt and change and flummox people that I don't know what to do about. I'm sure it stings badly. It's gotta suck. There's like no bones about it. So, you know, best of luck to Dragon for trying to solve that stuff. It's gonna be difficult. It's definitely gonna be difficult. Are they still roommates? I don't know their situation, but they're good friends for sure. Well, let's see if I have this on here. No, I don't. Oh, there it is. All right, cool. Excuse me, but this layout is actually genius. I actually think this is genius. I'm not gonna lie, you know. I don't toot my own horn all the time, but I gotta tell you, this one is particularly good. Oh, did it just literally go right? Oh boy. Oh wait, no, you have to hold it. Wow, that sucks. Yo, man, that's a huge bummer. Alright, well, that's it. Fox is the best. I don't know what's to be done about that. Good luck to Dragon in trying to solve that problem. That's gonna be tough. There you go. I will get back to lawyering. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Have a good one. Oh, don't go anywhere.